Let's be honest, Scrum Master has become one of the most misunderstood terms in Agile. People ask, what do they actually do all day? Or worse, is that just someone running standups? Today, I'm going to unpack what a good Scrum Master actually does day to day and walk you through the 5 classic mistakes that Scrum Masters make that silently derail teams. And if you stick around, I'm going to give you a free checklist that helps any Scrum Master audit their own impact and avoid the traps that I see time and time again. Let's start with the big one. What does a Scrum Master actually do all day? The short version, they remove friction, they protect flow, they create conditions for a team to do their best work without jumping in to do the work for them. And here's how that looks in practice. They prepare the runway. That means checking the team board, spotting anything that's blocked, anything unclear, and thinking, does this team have what we need to succeed today? They don't have to wait for blockers to be raised. They scan for risks in advance. They may message a product owner and ask, hey, this ticket isn't linked to a goal. Is that intentional? Or remind someone to follow up on a dependency that's about to hit really hard. They facilitate, they don't dominate. In stand-ups, they step back entirely. They only step in if the meeting derails or if blockers are getting ignored. Planning, they make sure that the team has a clear goal, not just a list of tasks. Retros, they prepare, they rotate formats, they surface hard truths and push for actual change. They coach quietly. They might pull someone aside after a heated moment and ask, want to talk about what happened there? Or help a dev and a tester pair better to draw out misunderstandings. Sometimes they're mentoring juniors. Other times they're nudging a senior who's been dominating conversations. They're in the shadows on purpose. The best Scrum Masters are often invisible when things are going well, and yet they're always working. They're watching the team health. They're watching the energy. They're watching the ownership. They're making sure ceremonies don't become stale rituals. They're checking to see if action items from the retros are actually getting done. They're doing a lot of the quiet glue work between product delivery and sometimes even leadership. They don't chase metrics, they ask better questions. They don't own the team, they enable the team to own itself. Now, here's where things can possibly go wrong. So let me walk you through the 5 classic mistakes that a Scrum Master could make. Number 1, ignoring the sprint goal. A lot of new Scrum Masters focus entirely on the backlog and completely ignore the sprint goal. Without a shared goal, the team becomes task-driven and not outcome-driven. You end up delivering 8 stories, but the real customer needs are missed. Fix it by helping the team co-create a meaningful sprint goal in planning. It should guide their decisions throughout the sprint. Number 2, micromanaging instead of coaching. New Scrum Masters often feel like they need to add value. So they jump in, assign tasks, run meetings, chase people. But a Scrum Master is not a project manager. You're not there to control the team. You're there to empower the team. If you're doing the team's thinking for them, they stop thinking. That's how the dependency culture starts. Step back, ask better questions, coach. Mistake number 3, no psychological safety. Teams need to feel safe to speak honestly, to surface problems. If the team thinks raising this might just backfire, you'll never see the real blockers. You'll just get smiles and silence. The fix, model that behavior. Celebrate experiments, normalize uncertainty. Say things like, I don't know, let's find out. Or, mistakes are how we learn. Your tone sets the tone. All right, mistake number 4, obsessing over metrics, velocity, burn down, flow efficiency. These are useful signals, not scoreboards. Some Scrum Masters fall in the trap of using metrics to measure team performance, and that creates pressure. Teams start to game the system. The real conversation stops. So instead, use metrics to ask questions. Why did this sprint feel heavier? What made these tickets get blocked? Use the data to explore, not to punish. All right, and finally, mistake number 5, solving every problem yourself. This is such a classic. You see a problem, you fix it, feels great, right? Until the team expects you to do that every single time. The Scrum Master is not the team hero. You're not there to rescue them. You're there to build a team that doesn't need rescuing. So instead of solving, ask, what have we tried already? What will unlock this without my help? Help the team self-correct. So those are 5 classic mistakes that a Scrum Master could make. I hope listening to that will help you avoid them. So if you're a new Scrum Master, or mentoring a Scrum Master, you need to understand that being a Scrum Master is not about being busy. It's about making the team better. Your work looks invisible from the outside, but when you do it right, velocity improves, blockers vanish, the team feels lighter, and they start to lead themselves. Now, to help with that, I've created a free checklist, the Scrum Master Impact Audit, a simple tool that helps you spot where your time goes, where your influence shows, and what you might need to change. The link is in the description. And if you want to learn how Scrum Masters can transform retrospectives, not just run them, check out this video right here. Because Scrum Masters don't chase status, they create the flow. Thanks for listening, hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you next time.